guys, my name is Connie Joy and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. So I'm in my car on my way to work and I thought that it would be the perfect time for me to actually film a little story time. It's so embarrassing to admit to, but it did happen. So basically, the employees at my son's daycare provider used to bully me. Grown women used to bully me and I was grown too. And God, let's just get into the whole entire story. Let's get into the story. Okay, so I want to say it was back in 2010. Like, yeah, it was like 2010. From 2010 to like 2013 or 14, my kids attended KinderCare Daycare Center. We live here in New Jersey, and KinderCare is a privately owned daycare, and that's where my kids went. But back in 2010, I only had my oldest son, Jaden. I didn't have my youngest son because they're 4 years apart. So I only had Jaden, and I was in nursing school, and I had to walk to drop my son off at this daycare, and then I would cross the street, get on the train, go downtown to Camden, and then get on the bus, and then go to school. Because I knew they weren't getting paid much, because they would actually talk about that like very loudly. They didn't hide the fact that they didn't make a lot of money at the daycare. Basically, so what I'm saying is, like, I knew they were bitter. I knew some of the employees there were bitter. First things first, people don't think that I'm intelligent when they meet me. They think that I'm really young, and they think that I act like a white girl. So the daycare employees were black and Hispanic, and I'm, silly old Connie. So they weren't like really warm and welcoming, and I don't even really know why. The way that I present myself, the way that I talk, and the way that I carry myself is not a reason for you guys to be bullied. It's done, especially when you're a grown adult. So it's common anyway that where I go places and people have an issue with me. It's not surprising to me. So whatever. But there were a few employees in there that were kind to me, and none of the girls that would bully me, none of those girls were my son's teachers. So I was like, don't even know why they were in my business in the first place, because you don't even take care of my kid. But anyway, for some reason, when I would walk into the daycare center and drop my son off or pick him up, they always had something smart to say, a little comment here and there. And I was outnumbered. I was in their comfort place. You know what I mean? Like, I was outnumbered. What was I going to do? You know what I mean? What was I supposed to say? Here's the thing, too. If I were to go to the director, which I could have definitely done because it was unprofessional as hell. Like, that's unacceptable. At the end of the day, the voucher that I was getting is helping your job's lights stay on. So, cut it out. But I felt like at the time, because I wasn't the person that I am today. At the time, I felt like if I go to the director and I mention this, then she's going to go and tell the girls, and the girls are going to probably get even worse. So that's why I kept letting it happen. So I started dating a guy towards the end of my final semester in nursing school. I started dating a guy, and I thought he was attractive. I thought he was attractive. He was good looking to me at the time. I don't think that now, but at the time I thought he was good looking. And in the opinions of other women, he was out of my league because they looked at me like I was a little girl. One, because I'm really petite, and I'm very silly and goofy. Like, laughter is the best medicine. How the hell do you think I keep looking so young? Because I laugh at every damn thing. So, but to them, I look like a little girl, and what was I going to do with all that man? They looked at me like I did not deserve to be dating a guy like that. So a few times I would go to pick up my son Jaden from the daycare, and he would come along with me. And the women in the daycare would just stare at him like, who is that? And then they saw him with me, and they were like, wait a second, why is he with you? So, and I knew that. You can look, men may not realize this, but women, we can have an entire silent war. Like, men, you guys may miss so many little things that women are intentionally doing in silence to piss another person off. So I didn't miss a thing. I heard, like, come on, I heard all the little snickers and comments, and you know what I mean, like, is that your boyfriend, Constance? Y'all not my friends, don't talk to me about him, like, mind your business. But yet again, I was outnumbered by all these catty women, and most of them were literally bitter because they were like so mad that I guess they were just so mad that I was sitting here going to school, in nursing school, and that in a matter of months I will be making triple what all the girls in the daycare center made. And I'm not trying to like crap on anybody, like you know, about that makes a daycare salary, but what I'm saying is that that's just not what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't want to work at a daycare center. That's why I went to school to be a nurse. That was part of the reason that I worked so hard, because I had a whole daycare center full of women that I didn't even personally know that always had a smart comment to make about me, about my hair, about my scrubs, about anything, the way that I walked, anything and everything. They had a comment about it. And they were all physically much bigger than me too. That's another thing. They were all physically bigger than me. So it was unnecessary, and I'm just like, the shit that I go through in nursing school, and then I gotta go pick up my son and hear this shit from these like, what the hell is this? What is life? What is this? So the girls in the daycare, I would chalk them up as bitter, miserable, angry, just haters, just complete total haters. But don't get me wrong, there were women in there that were genuinely kind to me. But then I think there were people in there that kind of just pitied me because they saw like how I was getting treated. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So one day, me and said ex-boyfriend went to pick up my son again from daycare, and one of the daycare employees, when I came in, we had these little our EBT cards we had to swipe, and we had to like punch in the pin and sign them out of daycare. So I'm sitting here doing that, and one of the girls, the girl that actually picked on me the most, like the girl that made the most jokes about me, disrespected me the most, was the one that was at the front window. So she said to me loud, and she had her little you know, she had her little co-signer next to her, another one of the girls. She said to me, you're not going to be able to bring Jaden back tomorrow. And I was like, why? And she was like, because your daycare's been terminated. You need to call your case manager. Yo, my heart sank. Because I'm sitting here like, what? Why is it terminated? And she was like, I can't get into all that. I don't know. You have to call your case manager. And I'm sitting here like embarrassed, because here's the thing. I take my daycare voucher very seriously, because the only reason welfare will give you a daycare voucher is provided that you take your ass to work or you take your ass to school. I went to nursing school every day for a year. Like, I always went to class. My attendance was, for the most part, impeccable. The days that I was not there was because I either had an appointment, Jaden had an appointment, or we were sick, and I had notes for every single one of those days. I always had myself covered. So I'm sitting here embarrassed, number one. Then she says, I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding with you. I went from 0 to 100. That was the final straw. I was ready to burn that daycare down to the ground. Her and her coworker were cackling like damn hyenas at how badly they embarrassed me again in front of this man, in front of this guy that I was dating. And they did that because they wanted to put it out there that, oh hey, we just want to let you know, even though she may walk and talk like she has it together, that girl's on welfare. Okay. After that, I did go to the director, because I was just like, this is just unacceptable. And it was hard for me to do that, because I'm like, I don't want, because at the end of the day, Jaden, my son was in the toddler room at that time. He was going to end up in another classroom, because as they age out of them classrooms, and I didn't want him to be with a teacher that I had a problem with, because he was autistic and he couldn't communicate what was wrong if something was wrong. So I didn't want him to be in one of those classrooms. So I was uncomfortable with going to the director, but I was just like, no, I can't. This is not okay. At the time when it was all happening, I saw it like, this is just like high school all over again, like only like a little bit worse, because we should just do better, know better, treat each other better. And even when I finally graduated from my nursing program and I was studying for my NCLEX, the director, this is when I knew the director wasn't on my side at all, and she just did not value me as a customer, period. When I finally graduated, I was so excited and happy and whatnot, and they saw me stop wearing my scrubs to pick up Jaden and drop him off. So they were like, oh, what you done school? And I was like, yeah, I graduated. You know, right now I'm waiting to sit for my NCLEX and I'm studying. So the director says to me, she's just like, oh girl, you better study hard, because my best friend sat for that and she failed twice already, and I know she's smarter than you. The stuff that comes out of people's mouths sometimes has me flabbergasted, dumbfounded. I was just like, what? She was a girl, I'm just saying study, and I'm just like, maybe your girlfriend is actually not as intelligent or not as, I don't even know what the problem is. I'm not even gonna sit up here and crap on your friend, I don't even know her. But maybe that don't sound like a Connie problem. That sounds like your girlfriend has a problem. So why are you comparing a banana to this damn orange? Leave me alone. Keep that separate from me. Like, that has nothing to do with me. Stop thinking that because I'm lighthearted and goofy and silly and funny, then I'm stupid. Because I have outsmarted and outwitted people that are supposed to be quote unquote smarter than Connie. So when I sat there and took my NCLEX, I had so many people that I felt like I needed to prove my intelligence to. When I sat for my NCLEX and I knew in 72 hours that I had passed, I was officially a licensed practical nurse, they stopped with me. No one in the daycare center after that moment ever picked on me again. They never picked on me again. Never. They never picked on me again. And actually, since having left the daycare provider and found an alternative provider for my kids, 4 of the employees that used to work at the daycare have asked me about nursing school and how to get in and how to test and all that stuff, and I've helped them. I've given them the information that they needed, because at the end of the day, that was my moment. That was my moment for me. When the same girls that bullied me came to me and they knew that they had bullied me and I helped them. I only had a voucher for daycare because I was a single mom in school full time. I wasn't like some other women. I wasn't out here running the streets going to a welfare program and just, you know, using my daycare voucher so I can live my best life on welfare. I was really doing something with myself. I was really trying to better myself, and I did. And in the process, they were like really trying to drag me down and stop me. Why? Because you can't do it, or you won't do it, or you settled for less. You don't treat people like that. But I know some people will probably be like, why would you help those girls if they bullied you like that? Because I know they had to swallow their pride to ask me for this help in the first place. And that was, it really was, it was a good moment for me every time. Now, one of the girls I want to say that came to me about the nursing school stuff, she didn't pick on me. She actually didn't pick on me. She didn't. She never harassed me. Yeah, that is the story about how I used to get bullied at my son's daycare. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it, because bullying is stupid. We're grown. Cut it out. Like, cut it out, because you literally never know when you might need somebody, and it just might be me. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Have an amazing, beautiful day.